The trader you become. Protect the trader first. Most traders wake up with one goal: make money. It sounds reasonable. After all, that's why they trade. But perhaps that goal quietly creates a problem. Because when making money becomes today's priority, every decision begins serving today's outcome. The trader starts chasing opportunities, avoiding losses, moving stops, taking one more trade, trying to finish the day green. Professional traders still want to make money. But over time, something changes. Making money is no longer their first responsibility. Their first responsibility becomes something much deeper: protecting the trader. Because if they protect the trader protects the process. If they protect the process protects the account. And if they protect the account, the trader has another opportunity tomorrow. Perhaps becoming a professional trader isn't about learning how to predict the market better. Perhaps it's about learning how to protect the person making the decisions. Chapter 1. What does protect the trader actually mean? Professional traders often say things like, protect yourself, or protect the trader. But what does that actually mean? Are they talking about protecting the account, the profits, the strategy? Perhaps, but not first. When professional traders talk about protecting the trader, they're protecting something much less visible. They're protecting the ability to continue making good decisions. Because every poor decision usually begins long before the trade itself. It begins when clarity begins to disappear, when patience begins to disappear, when emotional stability begins to disappear. When the trader slowly stops trusting the process they carefully built. Protecting the trader means protecting the qualities that make professional decision-making possible: clarity, patience, discipline, emotional stability, decision quality, self-reliability. Those qualities are invisible. You can't see them on a chart. You can't measure them with an indicator. Yet every professional decision depends on them, because once they begin to disappear, the account usually follows. Professional traders understand something many traders overlook. Every decision either strengthens the decision maker or slowly weakens them. Move the stop once. It becomes slightly easier to move it again. Take one emotional trade. The next emotional trade becomes easier. Break the process often enough. Eventually, the process stops feeling important. Professional traders know they're not only protecting today's trade, they're protecting the person who will make tomorrow's decisions. Chapter 2. Every decision is training tomorrow's trader. This is something many traders never think about. Every decision doesn't simply affect today's result. It shapes tomorrow's trader. Think about what happens after moving a stop loss. Perhaps the trade recovers. Perhaps it even becomes a winner. For a moment, it feels like the right decision. But something else quietly happens. The trader has just taught themselves that discomfort is a reason to rewrite the plan. The market may have rewarded the decision, but the mind has learned the wrong lesson. The opposite is also true. A trader follows the original stop. The trade loses. Nothing feels rewarding, yet something valuable has still been strengthened. Self-trust. The trader proved to themselves, I can execute my plan even when it's uncomfortable. That lesson doesn't appear in today's profit and loss, but it appears in tomorrow's decisions. Professional traders understand they are always training someone. The question is, who are they training? The trader who negotiates, or the trader who follows through? Overtrading trains tomorrow's trader. Revenge trading trains tomorrow's trader. Moving the stop trains tomorrow's trader. Waiting patiently also trains tomorrow's trader. Finishing after one well-executed trade trains tomorrow's trader. Accepting a planned loss trains tomorrow's trader. Every decision is becoming a habit. Every habit is becoming an identity. and identity quietly begins making decisions automatically. Perhaps that's why professional traders don't ask, "Did I make money today?" They ask, "Who did today's decisions help me become?" Because protecting the trader isn't only about today, it's about protecting the quality of the person who will make tomorrow's decisions. Chapter 3. The real battle begins before the mistake. Many traders believe the mistake begins when they move the stop, or when they revenge trade, or when they take one more trade. Professional traders eventually discover something different. The mistake usually begins much earlier. It begins with a conversation, not with the market, with themselves. The trader quietly hears, "Just this once. This trade is different. I haven't worked enough today. Maybe I can give it just a little more room. I can always get out manually." Notice something interesting. None of those are actions, they're thoughts. The action hasn't happened yet. The stop hasn't moved. The extra trade hasn't been taken. The revenge trade hasn't been entered. The trader is standing at a decision point. Perhaps this is where professional traders become different, not because they never experience those thoughts, but because they recognize them. Professional traders don't become consistent by eliminating emotion. They become consistent by recognizing when emotion begins influencing their decisions, because every emotional decision usually announces itself before it happens. It whispers, rather than shouts. And if the trader learns to hear those whispers, the action often never follows. Chapter 4. Recognition before reaction. Many traders try to control their emotions. Professional traders often do something different. They learn to recognize them. Trying to force emotions to disappear is incredibly difficult. Fear will still appear. Greed will still appear. Frustration will still appear. The goal isn't to stop feeling them. The goal is to notice when they begin participating in the decision. That small moment of awareness changes everything. Instead of automatically reacting, the trader pauses, perhaps only for a few seconds. But sometimes those few seconds are enough. Enough to remember the original plan. Enough to remember why the rule existed. Enough to remember what they're really trying to protect. Because when the trader recognizes, "I'm negotiating," something remarkable happens. The trader is no longer completely inside the emotion. They're observing it. That tiny gap creates a choice. Professional traders understand that awareness creates options. Reaction removes them. Perhaps that's why becoming more disciplined isn't always the answer. Becoming more aware often is. Chapter 5. The Decision Gates. Every trader has moments where today's outcome can change. Not hundreds of them, just a few. Professional traders learn to recognize those moments. Perhaps we could think of them as decision gates, small moments where the trader quietly asks, "Who is making this decision?" before entering a random setup. A decision gate? Before moving the stop. A decision gate? Before taking one more trade? A decision gate? Before trading outside the planned trading window. A decision gate. Before revenge trading, a decision gate. Each one looks different, but they're all asking the same question. Will this decision protect the trader or weaken the trader? Professional traders don't simply ask, "Will this trade make money?" They ask something much more important. What is this decision teaching me? Because every decision is becoming tomorrow's habit. Every habit is becoming tomorrow's identity. And identity quietly begins making future decisions automatically. Perhaps consistency isn't built trade by trade. Perhaps it's built decision by decision. One small choice at a time. One pause at a time. One recognition at a time. Professional traders often build reminders before the market opens. Not because they forget the rules, but because they understand what happens when emotions arrive. Some remind themselves, Today, my job is not to predict the market. Others remind themselves, one well-executed trade is enough. Some ask, what is this rule protecting? Others simply pause whenever they hear themselves thinking, just this once. The reminder itself isn't what creates consistency. The reminder creates awareness. And awareness gives the trader an opportunity to choose the original plan before emotions quietly rewrite it. Chapter 6. Professional traders engineer good decisions. Many traders believe consistency comes from having more discipline. Professional traders often build consistency differently. They engineer an environment where good decisions become easier because they understand something important. The market is uncertain, but their process doesn't have to be. That's why so many important decisions are made before the market even opens. They decide what they're looking for. They decide what they won't trade. They decide where the stop belongs. They decide how much they're willing to risk. They decide how the trade will be managed. They decide when the trading day is finished. Notice what happens. When the trade finally begins, there are fewer decisions left to make. Professional traders understand that emotions become stronger when important decisions are delayed until the middle of the trade. So they don't wait. They decide before emotions arrive. Because the best time to make an important decision is while thinking clearly, not while trying to escape discomfort. Professional traders don't depend on willpower. They depend on preparation. They don't trust themselves to make perfect emotional decisions under pressure. They trust the process they built when they were calm. Perhaps that's why preparation is much more than technical analysis. It's psychological preparation, preparing to recognize fear, preparing to recognize greed, preparing to recognize negotiation, preparing to recognize the moment the emotional trader quietly begins taking control. Because once that moment arrives, the trader already knows what to do. Not because the answer suddenly appeared, but because it was decided long before the market opened. Chapter 7. Measuring the right thing. Many traders finish the day asking one question: did I make money today? Professional traders often ask something different. Did I protect the trader today? Because those questions produce completely different futures. If profit becomes today's only measure of success, a profitable day can still reinforce bad decisions, moving the stop, holding a losing position, taking random trades, ignoring the process. Sometimes those decisions still make money, but they quietly weaken the trader. Professional traders understand that not every profitable day is a successful day, and not every losing day is a failure. Imagine two traders. One follows the process perfectly, executes exactly as planned, accepts the stop, finishes after one well-executed trade. The day ends with a loss. Another trader moves the stop, overtrades, breaks every rule. The market rewards those decisions. The day ends with a profit. Which trader became stronger? Professional traders know the answer. Because consistency isn't built by today's outcome, and it's built by today's decisions. Perhaps that's why every trading day leaves behind something much more valuable than profit. It leaves behind evidence. Evidence of who the trader is becoming. Final thoughts. Professional traders eventually discover something surprising. Their greatest asset isn't their strategy. It isn't their indicators. It isn't even their ability to predict the market. Their greatest asset is their ability to continue making good decisions. Because every good decision strengthens the trader. Every emotional decision quietly weakens them. Waiting strengthens the trader. Accepting risk strengthens the trader. Following the stop strengthens the trader. Knowing when not to participate strengthens the trader. Finishing after one well-executed trade strengthens the trader. Perhaps becoming a professional trader isn't about becoming fearless. Perhaps it isn't about eliminating emotion. Perhaps it's about recognizing the moment emotion begins asking to make the decisions. Then choosing the process anyway. Not because it's easy, but because the calm version of you already decided what matters most. Tomorrow morning, before the market opens, perhaps don't ask, how much money can I make today? Perhaps ask, what can I do today to protect the trader? Protect the trader's clarity. Protect the trader's patience. Protect the trader's discipline. Protect the trader's emotional stability. Protect the trader's ability to make good decisions. Because today's decisions don't only affect today's trade, they shape the person who will make tomorrow's decisions. And perhaps that is your first responsibility. Everything else follows from there. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What is one habit or decision that has helped you protect the trader? Not just the trade. If you know another trader who might benefit from this video, consider sharing it with them. And if you'd like more videos about trading psychology, professional decision-making, and becoming the trader you want to become, consider subscribing. Because trading is not only a journey of learning the markets, it's also a journey of learning to protect the person making the decisions.